I've been thinking. All right. Welcome to another episode of Conjuring Thought. Another hot day in Houston, Texas. Just got off the basketball court, and I am here with a couple of my compadres here. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I can't figure out how to flip my camera right now, so I'm gonna have to do this old school. Here,
AP from Texas. DW.
All right. So right now, I want to pose a question to both of these gentlemen out here. Maybe if I can get them both in the camera. Boom. They both in the camera. Right here. Boom. So the question I want to pose to both of these fellas is, how do you evaluate your emotions after an action has taken place? I'm going to say not before, because I want to go there before, but I'm going to say after a situation has happened, you've been confronted with something in your face, you've already made a response, and now I want to know, how do you evaluate your actions or your emotions to those actions in order to create a new action for the next time that situation brings itself back around? Which one of you fellas want to go first? Boom. Hold the camera.
I was going to say, but you're assuming that out of the action that there's a positive response from it?
I'm not saying positive or negative. I'm just saying that something happens, you have an emotional response, and then you act on it. Now, when you reflect on it, how do you evaluate your emotional response? You know, because once your evaluation of that emotional response will later tend to cultivate the next action when something like that happens again. You're going to react, if it happened again.
Well, what comes to me, I'm an empath, so I would say, like, out of this situation, normally I would probably try to see eye to eye and actually try to be a good person towards them, I would try to see the positive aspect of whatever the situation is and try to have a good outcome. So if you say, like, what would my response be, I would feel good at the end of the day because I know that I don't put my 100% all in it.
But now I hear you, but to the root of the question is, do you evaluate your emotions after something's happened? So something happened to you today. I don't know, you was at the store, something happened.
Yeah.
All right, after that, you got in your car, you left the store, and you thought about what happened and how you felt about it. How do you evaluate that? So if something happened again, that shit happened again at the store, how your response may be different or may be the same?
I'm gonna have to let him. To me, that's a difficult question.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say it's a difficult question is because, like, whenever situations happen, usually I'm a good mediator in the situation.
Okay.
Like, I've very rarely ever had a bad situation.
The next emotion. So, your kids are older now, but when they was in school, just say a teacher said something to them.
I mean, we all had that. Kids gonna listen to the teacher because they think they'll get in trouble at school and they won't listen to a parent at home. We've all been through that. That emotion is high.
So now you get that emotion the first time it happens, and you respond a certain way, either to the teacher or to your child or whatever. But then after the fact, you go and sit down with your spouse or with someone significant and have a conversation about what happened, which is kind of going through an evaluation process of how you were feeling about it and stuff like that. And then, I think that cultivates.
Well, shouldn't you have a feeling before you get to talk?
You did. You do.
You have to process that feeling throughout the action.
Throughout the process.
So
you're right.
once you get to your conversation with your spouse, your significant other, your confidant, whoever it is you speak to, you should already have an emotional twine in what you were feeling.
On how to
express what went through.
Now, just in the area, I want to say in the area of positivity, right? So if I want to say, you want to make sure that all your actions are positive for you and those around you at all times, as far as to be a positive outcome for you, that you are the survivor, that your family succeeds. You want that positive outcome out of every situation that happens, right? So you do have to focus on your emotions ahead of time and in the action.
Within the action.
But sometimes we'll after something happens, I know it's happened to me. I'll get home and I'll be like, man, shit, I sure wanted to. I should have. I could have.
But that's a growing moment, though.
Right.
So within that action, if you think I shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Right.
What would have been the
outcome? Don't know.
What would have been the outcome? Would it have been a positive outcome or would it have been a negative outcome? Depending on the
situation.
So whatever the situation or the action you're in, you have to go from there. So you can go home and rethink about it and hash it out, but at the same time, it's a growing lesson. So next time in that situation, you will have to be able to process, to know, okay, I'm in this situation. I've been in this situation before. I did this the last time.
Okay.
And this is the outcome that came out. Sometimes the outcome might not be the same, and you have to go another way. But you should always be prepared for the next action, because that situation is going to come about again.
Mm-hmm.
Actions come about all the time, so you should always be preparing within that action to think about, okay, this is what I'm doing. The next time this happens, what should I do? Is this a good moment for me to be an adult? Drop back to be a kid? Be the positive or the negative in this? Or the strong hand? That's all you got in those situations. Even in a positive situation, you can keep it going positive, you can take it negative, but you still out of those situations, actually, you still got to be learning from it. So
You have to be
action
learning.
has to be a learn. You have to be able to learn from every situation and every action throughout life, positive or negative.
So you have to be a thinker at all times, is what I'm hearing from both of these
What I
guys.
asked was, what is one of your red flags? Or what's your biggest red flag?
And explain what a red flag is.
A red flag is whenever you have a habit or you have a momentum to doing something that people on the outside that don't know you would consider you to not be either a good person, which is debatable, or a person that is not of substance.
It may not be a red flag.
If you smoking, I'm not going to consider that you're a bad person because you smoke cigarettes. A red flag is something I consider you to be something negative about you.
Okay.
I don't think that's a negative thing about you. It's something about you, but that's not negative. That's what a red flag is. A red flag is to say...
That's why he told me to think about it first, y'all.
Yeah, a red flag is something like you like to curse a lot. You call motherfucker bitches. You like to use the word bitch or nigga. That's an insecurity. That's a red flag.
Okay.
Or you can't have a reasonable conversation without cursing. Like, that's a red flag. Or you like to steal. That's a red flag. Or you got
that's
sticky
deep.
fingers.
That's deep. Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Not a smoking or an addiction. That's not a red flag.
I just want to ask each of you, if you can, impart something, one thing, to anybody that may have anger issues out there, like I used to have back in the day, or anybody that battles with anger problems or being disturbed within themselves. What is one tip that you may give them to attempt to control their emotions in a situation, or to at least acknowledge their emotions in a situation? One tip, and I'm gonna start with you this time, and then you close it out.
Think first.
Me first?
I said think first.
Okay, well, you go first.
I would say anything.
Oh, he said it. Say it again.
I said think first.
That's his answer. I thought he was saying he needed to think first. I got it. I got it.
I would just build on that and say think positively. Think first, but make sure that thought is a positive thought, because you can go negative very fast and very easily.
Very easily. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Conjuring Thought. And until next time, I'll keep thinking.